how to survive Valentine's Day after a breakup. In today's podcast, Cece and I, we're going to go over some of the things that you can do to help you get through that day. So stay tuned.
Hey, Blissful friends, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast. I am your host, Cece, and I'm joined by my husband here.
Everybody, thank you for joining us today. This is Will. We're glad to have you. And if it's your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit on that notification bell so you can be notified when we put out new videos. This is a weekly podcast, and here we talk about
love, relationships, life, family, real estate.
That's it. Nothing else.
Business. All around love, okay? The love that we share on this podcast. Listen, you guys know before we get into this topic, we like to go into our blissful moment, you know? So I'll start. My blissful moment was our anniversary was great. Mm-hmm. I had a great time. My husband surprised me with a spa day. I feel like he was taking notes because I know I mentioned this a couple weeks ago on the podcast. And, he got 100 on that day. We didn't do anything too crazy. I wanted to just have a chill day. Nothing too, like I told y'all before, I didn't want to do anything big. The spa was spot on, okay? The spa was spot on. A full body massage. The lady was like, "Woo, yeah, you need to drink water." I'm like, how can you tell I need to drink water? Because she was so good, y'all. She was really good. I went in. I fell asleep. I made sure I didn't snore, and I don't think I did.
She came out with markings on her face.
I came out with, because, I got to face down. I got to face down on this pad, and then I fell asleep. That's how good the massage was. And on Valentine's Day, we had a great time. He made dinner for the girls and I. We were his Valentines, As always, he always makes sure he gets the girls chocolates and cards. And, we give him our love. That's our gift to him on Valentine's. Right, babe?
Yes.
And one thing too, he took me to this nice lay back, breakfast place, which wasn't too far from where we live. Maybe about 30 minutes.
Yeah, give it to you.
Yeah, it was like really good. I had a good time.
I was trying to convince her to drink a shake in the morning for breakfast, and she's like, "I'm not having it."
Listen, this man on what was Valentine? On Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday, he made me a shake. I'm like, who drank? I need food. I need omelets and some heavy breakfast in the morning, not a shake. It's like, baby, I made your shake I'm like, for me? I was like, moi? Shake on Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
No.
But it was good.
What was your bliss on, baby?
Yeah, I was it. I'm glad that you liked the things I did.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Overall, I got that last week on KVJ, where you got to rate your spouse on Valentine's. I would give you a B+.
Yeah, I thought I was getting an A+. But I'll take a B+,
I would give you a B+.
Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good. We had a good time. So now let's go right into today's topic. Listen, I've got this email from a subscribers, and they're like, this really sucks, right?
Yeah.
Someone like, I just don't know how in the world and why would somebody do such a thing on a beautiful love day to break up with someone. Like, who would do that?
That happens, but how do you survive it?
Who in the right mind would do such a thing?
Someone who got fed up in the relationship and they're like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Listen, you could have like do this whole breakup thing before. If you don't have funds, if you don't have money, this is a way of you like escape this. Okay, I don't have money, so I'm just gonna break up with you before then. But it's funny because we watch a movie on Valentine's night because we had dinner in a movie. We watch a movie. There was this guy, right, babe? that Sunday.
Yeah, his name was Sunday.
You want to tell him about the story?
Well, make it real brief. He was getting a divorce. He was at a wedding.
His brother's wedding.
And two best friends. One is a little bit wild. The other one's a bit conservative. He slept with the one who's wild. And it was one of those one night stand, but he ended up falling for her. But then he met the other friend and fell in love with the other friend. So it was a confusing love story, but at the end, I think things still worked out. And there was a twist in the movie where one of the friends had cancer and died. It's a chick flick movie. I watched it. I kind of kept me on suspense as to what was happening.
Yeah, but it was good.
Typically you can guess what's coming, and back.
You didn't see it coming.
But it wasn't bad.
It was good.
Yeah.
The ending was sucks because she died. You know, the friend. The friend knew they were messing around. The friend had a baby, and the friend was like, "I saw you guys were really in love with each other, so therefore I want you to take care of my daughter." It was sweet, and that was our best friend.
It was a movie.
It was good. So now let's really, I really feel bad for my subscribers who sent this email to me, about, the breaking up.
Being dumped on Valentine's Day.
It's hard.
Listen, Valentine's Day is supposed to be a day where it's a special day. Well, we're told that it needs to be a special day, but I think we should celebrate love every day of our lives. But, to go with society, it is a special day, and people wants to celebrate it by giving other people stuff.
The way you say it, baby, stuff. Like,
however, if someone breaks up with you on Valentine's Day, that means, yes, you're not getting stuff, but also your heart gets broken up.
Of
right?
course.
You get to be alone, especially if you're seeing what other people are showing. I got this, I got that, I got this. And here you are just sitting around. You got nothing. In fact, you just got a broken heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it could be tough.
It is tough. I can see it from a girl's point of view. It is tough. Like, for the guys, it may not be as hard.
I was only speaking for the ladies. You break up with me on Valentine's Day, I save money.
Well, during the day, though, not be Valentine's, you still gotta get your stuff. Like, you still gotta buy
if I have
gifts.
receipts, I can return them.
Oh my God. No, that's cheap. I'm just saying.
If you break up with me on Valentine's Day, hey, listen, yes, if I was really into you, yes, for the moment, I may not be happy. I'm not going to just say, hey, my God. No. But I'm not going to go around moping around for the rest of the day.
I know. I would mope around for a while. For a good, it would take me over 6 months. Because it's just the thought of okay, the day of love that, we all take that Valentine's Day to go a little bit extra for your partner. And for this to happen, it's like, bro,
breakup like this don't just happen. You have to have realized that something wasn't there. Right?
How about you do it before?
Listen, if you're in a serious relationship, breakup don't just happen the night before. There's been other things you should have expected. Right?
I just
listen. If I kept screwing up and my girl kept saying, "Hey, listen, we got to do better," and I kept screwing up, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna dump me. And if I really screwed up, you probably choose to dump me on Valentine's Day just to make sure you make me pay.
Well, yes.
Right? So break up. Yes, if you're in high school, and yes, you get upset and you break up. But if you're in a serious relationship, breakup don't just happen. There had to have been a few things that happens before then that led to that.
Yeah, I agree.
And when it happens, it shouldn't be a surprise. However, I know, expected or not, some people are very emotional, and it'll take a toll on their emotions when that happens.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to be insensitive. I know some people are emotional, but to me,
it is what it is. That is so wrong. But I get it. I get it. I get it because you feel like, when you go on social media, this is why I don't really share. Our anniversary is like the day before Valentine's. And to me, I'm like, we're just having our own private moment. Doesn't need to be blast on social media. That's just how I am. And I think my husband's very similar.
Yeah.
And it's like, for you to go on social media and see all these posts, all these flowers, all this and that, and then for you to like sobbing and crying, like, and it's like, oh my God, on the day of for this to happen, it's just so bad. And when I saw the email, I was like, damn, this is really hard to swallow. This sucks.
Hey, listen. Now, how do you deal with it?
Yes.
If you find yourself in this situation, me, I'll just come. But I know for people who are emotional.
People are very emotional.
Embrace your feelings. Acknowledge the feelings. You're going to feel a number of things. You're going to feel angry. You're going to feel anxious. In some cases, it may be a relief.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Fear, excitement. So
anger.
You may experience a number of different feelings. So
yeah,
when that happens, just embrace the feelings. Don't bottle them in because you will explode. So embrace the feeling, whatever feeling that comes. Now, don't hurt anybody. Don't hurt yourself. If you're feeling sad, cry. If you're feeling angry, punch a wall or something. If you're feeling anxious, maybe stay in, don't go anywhere. If you're feeling relief, go party somewhere. But whatever feeling you're experiencing, embrace it. Yes. Understand that there's a reason for it. Don't try to cover it up. Hey, listen, if you dump me, yes, I may feel sad because I was probably expecting to get something. And now I'm not getting anything. But I'll be better tomorrow.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So I'd say first thing, embrace your feelings.
Yeah, it's going to take time. It's going to take time, but you really have to embrace it, right? I agree.
Yeah, it can be confusing. And listen, if you have a friend, talk to a friend. Now, remember, that's a positive day, or even if it's the day after, don't keep dumping your negativity on this person because you're going to make them feel sad too.
True that.
Talk to a friend, maybe seek for advice, and see if they can give you some comforting words to help you carry on.
Yeah.
If you need to cry, just sit around and cry. Cry. Don't just cry all day. Maybe cry for a few hours. Shed some tears. And mourn your nearly broken relationship and move on.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think, for some of us, it takes times. And, I would say just stay away from couples, stay away from couples because that's going to bring memories. It's going to bring back, oh my God, I remember this and this and this. Just stay away from couples and stay away. If you have friends, that you can talk to, have a talk with them and say, I just need someone to talk to lean on, to cry, and to just like take all this memory away. Let's just go on a girls trip. That sometimes work too, right? If you have single friends, if you have like friends with significant others, that may be hard. So I definitely want to say stay present, right? What do I mean by that, baby?
Stop digging up like old stuff. If you're talking to friends, maybe keep it to what just happened. Don't go and find out whatever this person did 2 years ago and then kind of build a timeline showing all the no.
Yeah.
Leave the past in the past. If you're mad about what just happened, yes, he broke up, he's a bastard, or she's a whatever name you want to call. Could have picked a different day to do, but to pick this day. Keep it at the moment. And focus on, okay, now it happens. There's nothing you can do to change it. How do I move forward?
How do you move forward?
Yeah.
And I think everything in life that happened for you. So now you got to think of, how do I move forward? How do I not keep going back? And listen. And even if it's like, I don't know what happened. I broke up with you on Valentine's. I want you back. No. Somebody did listen. If someone have the nerve, the courage
to break up with you
on Valentine's Day and then reach out back and try to reconnect, no, sir, I'm good.
Maybe he was trying to save some money.
No, well, exactly. This really, really signal cheap. This really signal like I am not committed. This really signal like a bunch of red flags. Like, stay away from this person because you do not want to get yourself into something that you don't want, that later on you might get hurt again.
Oh, yeah. One thing that's important in staying present, because sometimes some of us can get stuck in the past. We get so hung up on the things that happened, we forget that this relationship is gone.
Yeah.
So focus on moving forward. And one way to do this is do things to take your mind off of that.
Girls, get busy.
Distract yourself.
Yeah, do activities that you find, where it doesn't bother you anymore. I know, in a couple months or a couple weeks, it's going to take a lot on yourself. But do things with your friends or family and friends or whatever, your coworkers. That's like, man, forget him. I'm not thinking about this dude here. I'm not thinking about this loser, right? Because we call them all names, but you just want to make sure that you do things that's going to please you and makes you feel happy again.
Yeah. Distract your mind. It's a good way to stay away. And some of the things you could do, yes, you mentioned go out with your friends. Mm-hmm. If your closet has been filling up with stuff, maybe just go in there and clear. That'll consume a good 3 or 4 hours. Depends on how big your closet is. Maybe a whole day. Just clean house. Mm-hmm. Whatever you do that will stop you from thinking, just do it. Because that will just free you up from, dwelling on what just happened. Yeah.
And don't watch romantic movies. Don't watch couple movies. Don't go on Netflix and let me go watch those romance or black people movies. Don't do that, because once you start doing that, you're gonna find yourself sobbing and crying, and then you're gonna go through the text messages, you're gonna go through the phone, and all the sweet things that we had. Just don't. Okay, I'm talking to. Just don't. So, listen. Learn the lesson. In life, whatever happens.
It happens for a reason.
It happens for a reason.
So look at it in a positive way. This wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. And I truly feel like every relationships offer us the chance for learning. Yeah. Right? We learn from it and we move on.
Yeah. If you were the one screwing up, now you know that in the next relationship you get into, the things that you did in that relationship, you're not going to do them anymore.
Yeah.
If it was the other person screwing up, but maybe you could have helped them get better, then whatever lesson you learned from this, just help that carry you forward.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, relationship, again, don't just end.
Yeah.
Something happened. Maybe you weren't giving this person what they wanted and they get it from somewhere else.
Right.
Then in that case, make sure that you're a provider.
Yeah,
right?
true.
If it's temper, if it's attitude, whatever the issue was, if it's you, learn to say, okay, how do you better yourself?
Right.
If it was the other person, maybe learn how to deal with someone else's personality. Because at the end of the day, when you exit a relationship, you exit with things that can help you make the next one better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So learn the lesson. So you don't repeat whatever craziness happened in the next relationship.
In life, we always learn something. We want to make sure that take the good away with you and leave the bad where in the past, right? And then look into the future, right? Whatever lesson you learn in your past relationship, you want to make sure that, you know what, this didn't work out with this dude because I did this, but I'll make sure the thing that I did good with him, I'm bringing it into the new one.
Yeah.
So it works out in your favor in a way.
Well, that's how, as human beings, I think that's how we get better at things.
Yeah.
We'll get to try a number of different things throughout the course of our lives. And some of those things are relationship. And when you try it, you give it your best. And if it end up not working out, look back. What caused it not to have worked out? Mm-hmm. And those things you want, definitely you want to apply to the future relationships that you get into. And you'll be a better person, a better man, a better woman for... the lessons that you learned from the previous one and how you apply them to this new one you're getting into. So,
yes. And listen, I do understand it could have been 5 years you were with this person and now you got us all over again, because I understand. I get it. It's like, okay, you invested so much time with this person thinking that this was going to go to the right path, right? The right direction. Now... But if it's someone that, a year or two, it's still an investment, but not a whole lot, where you're like, man, it's just something that I've learned because I was not mature enough or whatever happened, where I'm going to start something new. I'm going to start this new life with so-and-so. To me, I look at it the same way for business, the same way for anything in life, what's in the past is in the past. You take that lesson and you learn, you move on to the future with it. And then you apply that to your new beginnings, right?
Yeah.
To your new life.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And it's important. And I know relationship counseling, sometimes many couples don't go through that. And that's something I do recommend if you run into.
Listen, if you break up with me on Valentine's, we are not going to counseling. Okay, I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying before that, and that could be a learning for it. And again, I mentioned earlier that when you're in a serious relationship, breakups don't just happen.
Right.
And if beforehand, and that's a lesson that if I were to walk out of a relationship,
I get it.
I look to see, okay, were there signs of things that were happening that maybe we couldn't handle on our own,
right?
Where we should have,
meet with someone,
seek help from someone who can assist.
Yes.
So I take that with me to the next relationship. If I'm finding that there are things that are happening and they keep happening and we can't fix it, before we get to the point where one of us dump the other, maybe let's see to get help. And that's all part of the learning is finding ways to see if we can make this work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, if you decided to get with someone and you mentioned earlier, giving it all that you have, I think your intentions is for this relationship to work.
Yes.
And for it to work, sometimes it'll take more than just all that you have.
Right.
Because remember, relationships don't come with a manual, and people are different. People have different personalities and things that make them sometimes difficult to handle.
What are you trying to say? I feel like you're touching me.
Well, I like to touch you. But people are different in knowing that, that, hey, sometimes you may find yourself with someone that you alone can't figure it out.
Yeah.
And you'll have two choices. Either you dump this person or you seek for ways to make it work. But if you really love this person, I think you owe it to yourself and to that person to give it all that you have, including finding ways to help. And if you ever find yourself, getting dumped, or you dump someone on Valentine's Day because there were issues that you couldn't fix, look back to see what did you do to make this work. And if you can't go down the list and says, you know what, I've tried all of those things, knowing that you part of the reason why it didn't work.
Right.
So yes, getting dumped on Valentine's Day can be madly difficult.
I just don't like the word
Not
dump.
for me,
honey. The word dump is just like so harsh.
Ending a relationship on Valentine's Day can be extremely difficult.
Because I'm sure she will watch the podcast.
I am rephrasing what I said. Ending a relationship on Valentine's Day can be very difficult to handle.
And what would you want to say to this person?
I would say to anyone who may have gone through this, I'm sorry.
Specifically this person.
I'm sorry that you had to go through this. However, I'm hoping whatever lesson you were supposed to learn from this, that you've had a chance to look back at it, or if you haven't, maybe in the next few days, really look back to see how were things going.
Right.
Because there would have been signs, things that tell you that something wasn't quite it. Now, what I could say is it's a gone relationship. You may have invested a lot in it. You may have seen your future with this person. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Now, I'm not saying that, hey, listen, label everyone to be bad people and says you'll never get in a relationship again. No, there's a lot of good people out there.
That happened.
Know who you are and know what you're bringing into a relationship.
Yes.
What I'd say, set really clear expectations from the get-go, including when things gets tough. We're going to work at it.
Right.
And if we can't fix it ourselves, we'll seek help.
Yes.
Now, when this happens, sometimes we need a shoulder to cry on, and we'll pick up the next person that shows up. I will caution you. I'll caution you to take your time, because that's how you get taken advantage of. Sure. You don't have to jump in the next relationship or the next person that asks you to be with them. No.
Enjoy yourself. Take
a moment. Now that if this was your first relationship that you just got dumped out of.
Okay, use another word, baby.
If this was your first relationship that was ended.
He just loved the word dump.
I would say, now you've learned, you've got some experience. So anyone else that approach you who wants to possibly get with you, you should have some some expectations as to what you want out of this, as to what you want this person to be like. Make a list if you have to, because at the end, that's your life. That's your body that you're going to give up. So I'm sorry you had to deal with this, and I wish you the best of luck in your next relationship. So, but we appreciate you guys listening to this podcast on ending a relationship on Valentine's Day. So we appreciate.
See, you saw it, right? He was going there. He was going to the word.
Yes, but we appreciate you guys, and thank you very much for listening. Please share, like, and leave some comments on this podcast. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we put new videos out. Again, enjoy your time with your loved ones. This month is the month of love, so keep loving each other.
Keep spreading love.
Keep doing each other. Keep making each other feel good. On that note, we'll see you guys next Saturday. Peace.